Hey everybody, this is Curtis, and I'm wondering if you would be interested in joining me to create what I'm tentatively calling the Swedenborg Online Discussion Team. So here's the situation as I see it. The web is a huge opportunity to really get Swedenborg and the message in what he wrote the exposure that it deserves. Anybody, anywhere can just type Swedenborg into their laptop or phone and instantly get plugged into the network of Swedenborg and online resources. From Swedenborg's Wikipedia article to downloads of his books, to articles, to church websites, to discussion groups. And the web is where most people are going to be running into Swedenborg in the first place, and where they'll go to do their initial research on him and form their first impressions. And below a large percentage of these Swedenborgian online resources, there are comment sections. And people really look at the comments to see what do people really think about this stuff. Not to mention the amount of activity and discussion surrounding anything often determines how many other people will see it, because search engines favor things that have more buzz. The takeaway I see is this: we have two unique opportunities now. One, we have a newfound expansive opportunity to be in conversation with interested people around Swedenborg's ideas. And two, the act of engaging in these conversations can not only affect the people we're talking with, but it also makes Swedenborg-based pages more visible and draws more people in. And the conversations themselves make Swedenborg look more relevant and happening to anyone who comes across them. In light of that, here's a specific problem I have. I produce short videos that explain and illustrate Swedenborg's ideas. On any given day, the videos are viewed an average of around 2,500 times, with a total viewing time of about 67 hours. That's a good number of people moving through who are exposed to Swedenborg. But they're not only exposed to the content in the video, there also is, below every YouTube video for anyone to see, a comment section. So the majority of the comments I get are what I would call affirmations. Quick comments saying thanks for the video or how it had a good impact. But there are two other kinds of comments that I could broadly call questions and arguments. They are just what they sound like. People asking something that requires a more detailed explanation, or people taking exception to Swedenborg's ideas, or the ideas of God or spirituality in general. In the beginning, I was happy to engage with these, but as we've gotten more views and the size of the conversation has increased, I've begun to hit some limitations. Here's a recent example that does a great job of summing it all up. In the comment section of a video I made about providence and the good that can come out of hardship, a woman left a long message about how the suffering in the world couldn't be reconciled with a loving God. It included a lot of stuff from her life and a lot of big questions, something that could really lead to a good discussion and where Swedenborg's insights might really do some good. But unfortunately, I can't spend the time to have that discussion with her because I've got a lot of other people wondering about Swedenborg-related things who are sending me emails that are this long in my inbox, and private messages on Facebook, and private messages on YouTube, and messages in the discussion on the Heaven and Hell Facebook page I run, and I've got to be working on the next video that creates the platform for these discussions and keeps giving new material to the people who love the videos and are getting interested in Swedenborg from them, so I only have time for a short answer that doesn't satisfy her. And she posts another huge comment. She's being underserved. There are awesome answers that Swedenborg has about God and suffering and why things are the way they are, but I don't have the resources. And she's really asking, so this could be an opportunity for her, but now not only can I not give her the attention she needs to possibly plant some seeds, anyone else who watches the video and scrolls down to the comments and sees this will think, oh, Swedenborg doesn't have any answers about this stuff, better just move on. Oh, lose-lose. But if I could go to the Swedenborg online discussion team and say, hey, someone wants to know why does God let bad things happen? And even just a few people say, oh, hey, this is something I've been struggling with. I think I could have something to add. Or here's something Swedenborg says that has helped me. And they go enter the discussion and start talking to her. Then we can flip this thing around from a loss to a gain. Or sometimes more simply, someone will come along and say something like, this Swedenborg guy smells like Joseph Smith. What a joke. So I can say something calm and patient back to him and try to defend my position, but if I'm the only one, the next person who comes and watches the video is just gonna see, oh, is the guy posting these videos the only one who even likes this Swedenborg stuff? But imagine if there were several, not even argumentative, but just affirmative statements regarding Swedenborg left by our team alongside it. Isn't it going to affect the next viewer's impression of the material and have an impact on whether he'll look farther into Swedenborg or not? Not to mention, every additional comment that we post will get YouTube to think this video must be interesting, and we'll have it pop up higher in search results and bring more people into the content. You could use your own Gmail profile to comment, or you could make one up just for this team so that it doesn't get entangled with your personal life. And since you would just show up on YouTube as your own entity, you wouldn't even be necessarily endorsing the above video if you didn't want to. You'd just be two people having a conversation about Swedenborg's ideas. I don't want this group to be another drag on your time. What I want to do with this group is find people who would be fed and thrive on the opportunity to discuss and support Swedenborg's ideas with the broader online community, and who are pumped about making Swedenborg's thought look, loved, and supported throughout the web. If this is you, awesome. Come on in. Or if it's not, or if it is, but you don't have time, totally get it. That's totally cool. But if you know of anyone who fits that description, please send them this way. If we can get this group up to a big enough size, the workload shouldn't be too much and it shouldn't be a drain on anyone. Just something fun for people to dip into whenever they're looking to give a little effort to the cause. And I gave this initial example having to do with my projects, but if this group gets going, it could be a place where if any of us find that Swedenborg's ideas need some help somewhere on the web, in some article that comes out or publication or whatever, we could post it here and bring in aid. So does that make sense? Do you have any thoughts or ideas to add, and are you interested?